Hello everybody, this is Circle Boy, bringing you another Feed Me League game. Today's game will be the Soccerettes against NWA. And without further ado, let's get to it. Of course, I should say the new look Soccerettes, with Nav leaving to be replaced by Cookies, and in fact no one but Cookies and Socrates showing up for the game, so Dick Splat, a name that I'm going to love saying, has showed up to make up the numbers. Good opportunity for him, he plays well, raises profile, chance of being drafted in Season 2. And with the addition of Cookies, actually, the Soccerettes have looked a lot more of a solid team, what with his presence at the back, allowing Socrates to push up into midfield and get the passing going, maybe create some chances. NWA, on the other hand, with their standard lineup, Chef at the back, Smiley and Rachel in midfield. Smiley, of course, far more likely to drift forward. Rachel, on the other hand, will be covering back when Chef has to commit. It's a setup that's worked well for them in the past, and Thor on the bench, so there is another option at midfield for them should they feel that they need it. And both teams now just sort of going through the motions, probing at each other. It's a bit of a long-range shot from Chef, no real trouble for Cookies. I don't think Chef expected much of it, just a little probing shot. And as I said, just very sort of stodgy just now. Both sides just trying to find their rhythm. Both of these sides are very good passing sides. NWA's passing has been excellent for the vast majority of the season, and the Soccerettes, now that Socrates has stepped into midfield, are certainly seeing a lot more of the ball, keeping possession a lot better. Can't really say anything about Dick Splat, seeing as this is, I believe, his first league game. I may be wrong in that. He may have played for the Leftovers. And, in fact, well, these two teams couldn't be much further apart in the league. The Soccerettes only just above the Leftovers in the standing. Meanwhile, NWA are fighting out with the top flight of Ariba and Circles Boys. Still a contender for first place. And NWA just starting to test the Soccerettes a little, but the Socrates has sent it right back at them. Or maybe not, it's stalled around midfield, so once again I am wrong. Good commitment there from Chef. Diffuses that situation well. And back down the pitch now from the Soccerettes, perhaps? Oh, yeah, excellent juke by Socrates. Rachel totally overrunning that. And now the Soccerettes starting to look dangerous. Dealt with by Smiley. And NWA haven't quite gotten into the flow of things yet. They're under quite a lot of pressure. Dick Splat just never quite in the right position for a cross. Although in that case it was Socrates' fault, shooting right at the defence. Ooh. First real chance, I would think. Chef in a good position to deal with it though. And some heavy pressure coming from the Soccerettes here in the first half. I think NWA did have the lion's share of it in the opening minute or so, but now the Soccerettes are well and truly camped out in their half. And Rachel and Chef having to work very hard. Smiley not really involved at all now, he's just waiting for the ball to fall to him. Just lurking there, always dangerous this Smiley, you can't let him out of your sight. Here we see a little bit of rotating defence there from NWA. Chef and Rachel just switching positions to keep pressure on the ball, and finally it goes clear. And Cookies will have to fight Smiley for it. Ooh, bit clumsy there by Socrates, but he's got away with it, and they're back in NWA territory. Again, Chef just shutting down the attack, and ooh, got in behind NWA, but nobody there to do anything with it. And this is turning into a real sort of battle in the midfield. Oh, Socrates lagging off the ball a bit there. And A lot of possession there for NWA, but as soon as they get it into the Soccerettes half, Socrates grabs it and fires it right back down at Chef. And it's really been nothing but Soccerettes pressure for the latter part of this first half. In fact, the majority of the first half. Not quite turning it into goals, so a good defensive effort by NWA, but worrying signs for them. They're not getting the offensive flow that they're used to, and we're going right into the second half. There have been no changes made by either team, and Rachel gets us underway, and Socrates just pouncing on that from Chef and right back into the NWA half to exert some pressure, but it's been turned around and Rachel has a one-on-one with Cookies, and Cookies is backpedaling. It's like she's got him hypnotised, but then Rachel presumably lagging off the ball, so maybe it was Cookies that had her hypnotised. But it was the first real chance of the game, and believe it or not, it was from NWA. It's been a good start to the second half from them. Oh, and another threat there, and this couldn't be more different from the first half already. Rachel is now positioning herself a lot more forward, sort of getting stuck in on attack, and it's resulting in some serious pressure. But they could be vulnerable to the counter. Chef is a very solid player, but he's not a miracle worker. And here we go. Can Soccerettes make something happen with this one? Cookies coming forward for just a little while. Dick Splatter rotating with him well. Just a little corner fight you can see there. Chef and Socrates duking it out. Smiley, as usual, just holding forward while Rachel takes the posts. Very, very simple positioning, but very effective. That little switch play between Smiley and Chef didn't really do anything. Socrates, Rachel battling out here. Socrates is being very patient, not forcing anything. And there's a cross, and Dick Splatter just slots it neatly past Chef, and it's 1-0 to the Soccerettes. Let's have another look at that. And it was a period of fairly continuous pressure. Dick Splatter playing up into the corner and then rotating forward with Cookies, and Socrates gets into a wall fight with Rachel, and just look how patient he is, not forcing the cross from a position where Rachel could bat it back, and eventually Rachel just drifts off it and Dick Splatter's in the perfect position to beat Chef. Very good play. So 1-0 to the Soccerettes, and you can't say they didn't deserve it. All through the first half they did nothing but exert pressure, and finally a very well worked goal from them. And we seem to be a little slow getting started here. There's a bit of team talk going on. Okay, here come NWA. Thor has been brought on for Rachel, and Thor lagging his way across the pitch and back again. Not necessarily the best start. We'll see if he can stabilise. And with his first touch of the ball, he gives it to Dick Splatter, and I don't know. I thought he was lagging there, but I think he was just covered up, and there he goes again. Not really making much of an impact yet. Thor just running around like a headless chicken out there. Let's hope he can get that connection sorted out. Again, straight to Cookies, and away Thor goes again. And oh dear. And for the moment it's 3-on-2 effectively. And well, Dick Splatter slots into the corner, but it looked like Chef as well suffering from a case of the lags. If you just watch here, Chef just draws forward and sort of towards the middle, not back to the goal like you would expect from him. It's a controversial period of play there. So Thor coming on and basically making it 3-on-2, and then Chef being pulled out of goal. And as you can see, Rachel has been brought right back on. It's clear that Thor can't play. And well, this is interesting. The Soccerettes are going to let NWA score. Well, hats off to Socrates and his team. That is by far the classiest thing I've seen in in the league. I'll tell you right now, if it had been Circle's boys out there, we would have taken that goal and run with it. I think if it had been any other team, they'd have taken that goal and run with it. So that's respect for Soccerettes way, way up. And hopefully we can get back to the lag-free game now. And MC Smiley, right back on track from NWA. So let's see. Chef beating Soccerettes. Back to Dick Splatter and Cookies. A little bit of miscommunication as to who's going to take it. Then very good play by Chef coming forward, keeping the pressure on, and the finish from Smiley is fantastic. Into the far post. Nothing the Cookies could do. So here we are. 2-2 or 1-1 if you'd rather. With 2 minutes to go, and the game's really increased in tempo in the second half. Lag or no lag. Oh, and from the kickoff, basically, Dick Splatter putting it past Chef. That could have been lag as well. Let's have another look at it. Dick Splatter beats Smiley in the one-on-one. Rachel with a fairly poor touch, and Dick Splatter involved again. And I sort of want to say Dick Splatter all over Rachel. Oh, I feel dirty now. And the ball just rolling off of Chef, and Dick Splatter tapping it neatly into the net. So 3-2 to the Soccerettes with just a little under 2 minutes left in this game. And well, if you're the Soccerettes now, you just really need to keep your passing going, slow things down, and hold out for the win. And NWA, I mean, you can see from Chef's position how much they want a goal. He is pushed all the way forward. Rachel luckily covering back. Otherwise that could have been very dangerous. And see, the Soccerettes really just need to control the ball well, control the tempo, and just outlast NWA. Well, Smiley might have something to say about that as he drives forward, and Cookies has robbed him of it. Cookies getting involved in the attack. Luckily, both Dick Splatter and Soccerettes covering back, realising that they in no way want to give away a goal now. And Cookies back to his original position. And another little corner fight, well cleared by Chef, and MC Smiley's beating Cookies to it. MC Smiley's going to score, and it's all tied up at 3 or 2 each. Let's have another look at this. Another period of Soccerettes pressure, and look at that, Cookies just drifting far too far forward, and MC Smiley seizing on the opportunity. And I don't know what he was doing up there. You're ahead. You don't need to be exerting pressure like that. You want to be back a bit, keeping it safe. And NWA now equal with the Soccerettes with 40 seconds to go. And I wonder what's going to happen here. Are both teams going to go all out against each other, or are they going to be happy with the draw? I just don't know what was going through Cookie's mind there. He was hard up against Smiley, and the way the ball fell just allowed Smiley to come around him. And it looks like it's going to be a draw. I don't see anything developing from this attack. Yep, away by Dick Splatter. And, well, there was lag, there was poor positioning, there were some great goals, and it winds up the Soccerettes 3, NWA 3, or, if you'd rather, the Soccerettes 2, NWA 2.